Playlist just wants to get straight into it this time. Hey guys, this is GamerCow. Welcome to the 30th of our Pokemon TCG draft sets here. This is Dragon Frontiers, and once again, if you have seen the previous video, I do apologize for not necessarily showing things in the best light there, but it is what it is. We have a new set here. This is the last of the Delta Species sets. I believe in the timeline, like the lore stuff here, by this point the scientists have all left, and now, you know, there's just permanent changes on all the Pokemon and whatnot here. Big ol' Salamence and Dragonair on this pack. Not often you see two Pokemon on the same pack. You've got Tyranitar and Tropius over here, Nidoking and Arbok, I suppose, then Latios and Latios as the ones here. I do also, like, there's nothing I can do about this, but I kind of want to semi-apologize at the start of this one here. The scan quality has been notoriously bad for a lot of Gen 3 cards. Dragon Frontiers is probably the worst of it. You'll see some of the trainers here are absolutely horrific looking, and some of them don't have other printings we can use. Island Hermit over here is unique to this set, for example, so it's a bit of a rough one. We'll just have to make it through. But I will use non-Dragon Frontiers scans for the cards for the trainers where possible. As far as the actual set goes, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. It doesn't seem as if anybody has pulled particularly well so far. The best I've seen has been two of this Salamence, which is kind of neat, but yeah, not a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff I want out of this set though, but it seems like if I want it, I'm gonna have to pull it myself, so hopefully we do that. We have promos this time. It's literally just two Celebi plus some of the other Pop Series stuff, which is absolute garbage and we don't really care about, so I've just put the two Celebi down here. I don't even know what's in the next one, for what it's worth. As far as the theme decks go, we do have a Delta Rainbow Energy in both theme decks, which is very, very good. There's a Feraligatr in one of the decks here. This would be a really good card to go into, but I don't think very many have been pulled so far, so we'll have to see how that goes. And then there is the Typhlosion in the other one, which would also be kind of neat. Don't know if it'd actually be good, but I'm sure we could do something with it. Notably, there's a couple of the rare Vibrava in this one though. Another Delta Species Vibrava, this time Psychic type, so we'll have to see how that goes. Lickitung is also very important out of this one. Actually, I really would like to have some of these, so we'll see how it goes. One thing this set does seem to do with its basics is have this strange obsession with them all having like 40 HP. I really don't quite understand this, but so many of the basics in here only have 40, and it is kinda gross. So we'll just have to see if we can get around that, and maybe, like, if we want to play the basics in this set, we're just going to have to hope that we don't get donked, I suppose. Let's move in, see what we can get out of this set, and go from there. So a couple of cool things already. Scramble Energy, I think, makes its final appearance here, so this will still be in format for 2008 as well, but this is it. This is our fourth one though, so we don't need to see any more of that. Buffer Piece gets a reprint here, which is quite nice. I was wanting this before. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it anymore, but it does synergize with the Quagsire that we picked up here. So when you play Quagsire to evolve one of your Pokemon, search your discard pile for up to 2 tools, show them to the opponent, put them into the hand. It does 70 for free if it has a tool on it, so that's kind of decent. I suppose it's a grass type, you could use some good weakness with that maybe. It's okay. And maybe this synergizes pretty well with stuff like Strength Charm, like Buffer Piece, and we could use it with the Slowking, or something like that, and maybe get some good stuff out of that. Heracross, I think, is the final one of these. If it's the only Pokemon you have in play, the opponent's stuff can't attack, like the basics can't attack. I think this is the last one. This gets an energy out your discard pile, or does 50 for 2 on an EX. So it's the most aggressive version for sure. Maybe okay. Shoutouts to the Totodile having Rage as well. If you do play Feraligatr, that means you can go into stuff that way, which is pretty good. Of course, we get another Scramble now that we don't need them. Copycat makes a welcome return in this set as well. As you can see, like the Cyndaquil here, 40 HP. Don't know why. Ledion is another what was it? Persian was the one here. When you evolve into Ledion, search your deck for any card, put it into the hand. I don't know. I could maybe see this being playable, because if it has a tool on it, you draw 3. So I think there might be something to this as a sort of draw engine, but I really just don't know why. I suppose it's really hard to justify. Maybe Flygon decks could use it or something, I don't know. Holland Energy makes its final showing here as well, and we really needed this one because I didn't pull any of this. Holland Water Psychic is something I was really looking for the Metagross Grumpig deck that I was going to potentially play as well. If you've got a basic Psychic and this on your non-EX Pokemon, it has 0 retreat. Both of the 2 parts had 2 retreat, so it would have been really good. Mantine, there's one of these in one of the decks. This would have been good if Delta Tyranitar was pulled, but only I have 1 copy of it and there's none of us around. It searches your discard pile for a basic energy, puts it on top of your deck, puts a damage counter on the Mantine. Exactly the same ability as a Celio, but on a basic, less HP because of it, but it's on a basic, so you can just have that on the bench and it's really good. Nothing much to say otherwise though. Ooh! Now this is one I have seen a little bit, and well, it's not the most fun one. But this is definitely one that people are interested in. Dragonite Ex. No weakness, no resistance on this thing. It has Manectric's attack. Yeah, just the opponent can't play non-supporter trainer cards next turn for 2 energy, doing 40 damage. The difference this time is that it's on a stage 2, so it does require more deck setup in order to use. I don't know though, this is an annoying one to have around, to be honest. Dragon Roar puts 8 damage counters on the defending Pokemon, and if they would get KO'd by it, you can spread the damage elsewhere, so you don't overkill with this attack, which is actually really strong as well. This is a very, very good card. It's just a little bit annoying, I suppose, to have it in format at all, but it has been pulled a little bit by a couple of the others, so we'll have to see. Here is one good card I really wanted to see, Electabuzz. So, if Electabuzz is an evolution Pokemon, so you've played it from the Elekid, you just draw a card from the bottom of the deck, not from the top, so you do have to keep that in mind, but draw a card from the bottom of the deck every turn. The reason this is kind of cool, there's 2 reasons actually. We haven't pulled the Elekid in the first 4 packs here, but the baby evolution rule allows you to cheat out this evolution. You can go Elekid, baby evolution, Electabuzz in the same turn. So that's good because both of these cards are basic Pokemon, both Elekid and Electabuzz. They are basics in the deck, which means that you can search for both of them with Holon Mentor and immediately have a draw engine going. This could actually be extremely powerful. Then we have Nidoking over here. Nidoqueen is the better one for sure, once again, but I think there's some potential for this thing. Linear attack is kind of whatever. 2 energy snipe 30, okay, we see this on like stage 1s that evolves, so it's not a very good attack. Dark Horn is kind of good though. Discard an Pokemon from your hand if you choose to, and do 60 to the active, spread 20 to one of the opponent's bench. The Nidoqueen has got Vengeance as an attack, so the same as the Marowak that we used to use, so it benefits from having Pokemon in the discard. So, might actually be worth it, who knows. Here's another Electabuzz, which is really, really good. We have a Xatu here as well. This set also has a lot of benefits for Stage 2 EXs, so each of your Stage 2 EX Pokemon does 10 more damage to the opponent per Xatu that you have in play. So maybe is somewhat useful. I don't know, it seems a bit weak to me, but could be there. Smoochum searches your deck for a basic Pokemon and a basic energy, puts them into hand, so maybe you could use this to get the Jinx, and the Jinx I think lowers retreat cost of Fire and Psychic Pokemon whilst it's an evolution. So that's kind of fun. I really wanted to see this. I need 2 copies of this card, and I think only Matt has actually pulled any so far. Meganium is a very strong card for the deck I want to play this week. I just need 2 of this and I can play everything. Once during your turn, when you evolve this thing from your hand, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon. Just any 3. So I have 2 Meganium EX, the only 2 that are around at the moment. I want to use this in the deck with basically Meganium and a bunch of big basics. The fact that it's in fighting is really good because I have Groudon that I want to use in fighting, and its attacks are passable. Mega Impact is pretty weak, but Delta Reduction is quite nice, 40 reduced damage by 30 next turn. but it's weird the way that it words it, because it's damage done by the defending Pokemon, not damage done to Meganium. So if the opponent switches out, then they actually remove Delta Reduction, which is kind of annoying. Here is Island Hermit as well. It only draws 2 cards, but you put 2 of your prize cards face up for the rest of the game. So it lets you look a little bit at what your prizes are, and also gives you a draw too. So potentially kind of okay. There's a Delta Gardevoir EX in this set as well, and we get it immediately. Oh boy. Matt has got the only other one of these so far, and this is easily one of the best cards out of this set. Imprison is gross. That's the reason. Once during your turn before you attack, if it is your active Pokemon, you can put an Imprison marker on one of the opponent's Pokemon. Any Pokemon that has an Imprison marker cannot use Pokepowers or Pokebodies. These markers do not go away unless you evolve or devolve the Pokemon, or you play Tropius out of this set. Its attack is also very strong in its own right, 80 damage for free energy, so we're kind of pushing up the numbers a little bit here. You do have to move a fire from Gardevoir to one of your bench Pokemon. Whoop-de-freaking-do, this card is amazing. Mr. Stone's Project gets a reprint here too, I guess that's kind of worth noting. Okay, if we could get a second one of these, I'd probably build that deck this week. Look at it, hold on here, this is good too. Strength Charm gets another retool, reprint, whatever. Third Scramble Energy, great. This is free, hold on, one of these ones now. We just need the Grass Lightning one, because I already have 3 of the Firefighting one, so that'll be that. Here's Delta Rainbow, so now I have 4 of it once I get the deck going. Elekid's Thunder Spear is kind of cool for an evolving Pokemon here, so that's kind of neat. We have the Jinx that I mentioned. If it's an evolution Pokemon, you pay less to retreat your Fire and Psychic Pokemon. Maybe it's okay, I don't know. You could probably play it in combination with the other one or something. Kind of weird. Here's Feraligatr though. This is noteworthy because there's one in the decks as well. Each of your Delta species Pokemon does 10 more damage to the opponent. This is like the Gyarados, but it doesn't require a Holland Stadium to be in play, which is very, very good, to be honest. Its attacks are fine when you realize that it's 30 for Dragoff and 70 for Sharpfang. It's maybe a little bit expensive being a double lightning on the cost here, but nah, very strong card. We could definitely make a deck out of that if we get another copy as well. Moving on here. Oh, different EX. Oh, Boost Energy also comes in here, so it won't get rotated out as well. Altaria-ex lets you attach a basic energy from your hand to one of your Stage 2 EX Pokemon once per turn. So you can use this with the Gardevoir potentially, so you could accelerate extra energy to it. Healing Light is decent actually. 60 for free, remove a damage counter from each of your Pokemon could be kind of nice in the right deck that's doing a bunch of self-damage or something anyway. Yeah, pretty solid. Alright, rounding out the first third here. A bit of a dud there. Gligar, if you flip heads, it's Paralysis and Switch. Whoop-de-doo. And if the opponent's an EX, 20 for 1 plus Poison? No, this just doesn't cut it, I'm afraid. Very weird to see that as a rare. Okay, 3 X's in the first bit here, the second Meganium. Okay, we can build the deck that I want to play this week, and hopefully it will actually be good this time. No, the Flareon thing was good. It's just this I think is exciting because it's a basic attacker sort of deck. So definitely looking forward to that. Here is a card that actually broke the packs before I pointed stuff out to Pepper that things weren't working. Arbok was it was apparently a 13th holo, which doesn't actually exist. This is a rare. Burn Poison for any colorless energy is okay. You know, it's decent amount of chip damage, I suppose, can force them to switch. And it does 80 for free on Delta species cards, which is kind of neat. Could be pretty strong. Swellow over here, using Brave Bird before Brave Bird was even a thing, makes your Stage 2 EXs have 0 retreat. Okay, it's fine. Nothing really too fancy about it. Like I say, 40 HP on like all of these Delta species dudes though. Just why? I don't get it. Moving on. Another Xatu, the 4th Holland Energy, that's pretty funny. More Xatu would be intriguing if we do pull another Gardevoir or something. We could maybe use this, because that gets the numbers to go pretty high up, you know? So, yeah, there could be something to it if we actually do get more of it here. Here's our first stadium card for this one. Holland Legacy makes your Delta species cards have no weakness, but they can't use Poké Powers. You can still use bodies, however, so depending on what deck you're playing, this might actually be a benefit. Could be really good for the Feraligatr, for example, that just uses powers instead. The Vibrava over here, I was really hoping to see Flygon-EX, but I don't think anyone's pulled it yet. If it has Psychic Energy on it, it's got no retreat. Okay, fair enough. Probably makes it better than the other Vibrava, but whatever. It's the EX is what we're all about there. Here's, unfortunately, a rare Seadra. There is a Kingdra EX in this set, but again, good luck. Nothing really to note, apart from the 4th TV reporter finally have a playset of that. Might be a bit late with Adventurer though, so I don't know. Another Elekid is pretty good here too. Here's what's going to be my 4th firefighting Holland Energy, so that's fine. If we do want to play those, we can now. Another Legacy is decent. Moving on here. Electabuzz, definitely want to see that. Another one of the Kingdra, not even Kingdra, the Seadra that we can't use. Elekid, Electabuzz in the same pack is good though. We've got like 3 of each of them right now, which is very much what I want to see. Okay, a 3rd Meganium, maybe a little bit excessive, but sure, we can take it. Another Island Hermit, pretty okay. Another Elekid as well. Moving on here. Stuff we've seen already. Nothing really too impactful, so let's just keep going. There's a Lickitung. So I didn't mention why we wanted this yet, but we do want it. It's draw 2 for a colorless, so it's already a decent starter. And Delta Mind against Delta species decks is really neat. Put the damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon, but put 3 damage counters on it if it's a Delta species Pokemon. So that is definitely cool. Couple of packs left in the first third here. Get ourselves another Island Hermit and a Dewgong. This takes 40 less damage from Delta species cards whilst being Delta species itself, but honestly it's just really bad otherwise. 60 damage if you have 2 water on this thing for 3 energy. No, it's miserable. Next set, so, well, there's the 4th Island Hermit if we did need that. Here's the Snorlax. I suppose it's worth noting because it's got a body and a power, which is kind of fun. If it's asleep between turns, you put 2 damage counters on the opponent's active, and if it is your active, you can remove 2 damage counters from it and put it to sleep. Pretty sure if you can't remove any damage counters, you can't put it to sleep, however, so awkward card. Let's keep going. Another Ledion, another Dewgong, stuff that we've seen already, nothing really too fancy there, so let's just keep going. Well, we continue our streak of pulling star cards. It's not the star card I'd have wanted out of this one though. Charizard Delta is unfortunately not very usable. A beefy 90 HP basic for 1 Prizer is pretty good. Rotating Claws, we've seen this before on a couple of cards. Discard an energy on the Charizard and get a different energy from your discard on to the Charizard. Dark Swirl is crazy expensive on something that isn't an evolution. 4 Darkness Energy in the colorless in a format that doesn't have special dark. 150 damage, discard all the energy on the Charizard and discard the top 3 of the opponent's deck. It is a 1-hit KO machine, but how on earth are you getting 4 Darkness Energy on this thing? We did rotate the Dragonite and Electrode stuff, so Dragtrode isn't around either. I don't know how you do it, but if you can, it would be very fun, right? Guess we'll just have to see. Moving on here, yo, another one. This is really cool too. Altaria-ex. This functionally has no retreat. The retreat cost of each of your Latias, Latias-ex, Latios, and Latios-ex is 0. It includes itself, so that's really good. Ice Barrier protects you from all effects of attacks by your opponent's EX next turn, so it's the first of these barrier style attacks, I suppose. I mean, it literally is, right? It's an ice barrier. But it's the first of these protection type things where you just don't take any damage from a certain type. Hydro Splash is a little bit underpowered, but it's mostly about that ice barrier. Also, giving 0 retreat to your guys is potentially really good. Moving on here, now we have 5 of this Holland Energy. Fair enough, I suppose. Nothing really to note there. Another Ledion. We could probably play something with this then. We do have a lot of it, so I don't know, could be interesting. Yeah, we've got like 4 of it now, so I guess we could maybe try it. And I don't know what would even use it though. Moving on here, another Snorlax. We haven't seen Pincer yet. If your opponent's got 5 or more cards in their hand, you take 30 less damage with this thing, which is pretty good. But its attack is terrible, like 40 for 3 is nothing. So you're mostly using it as an early game Delta Core thing. So it has the same attack as the Holland Lake Stadium did. You just don't have to play the stadium for it. So, okay, I guess. I don't know. There's another Firefighting Energy that we don't need at this point, so nothing in that one. How many have we got left? Like 4? 4. And there's still quite a few cards I would have liked to have seen here. But you know, second Latios-EX. I don't think we can even use that, but okay. Maybe we'll find some use for it, I don't know. I don't think people are playing EXs enough for that to be like a good pickup here. Ninetales would have been interesting if rotations didn't happen. You can heal 40 from it and discard the Ninetales, and then search your deck for a different Ninetales and put it onto the Vulpix that you have devolved into. Tricktail is interesting, search your discard for an energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. I think that attack is still decent, but maybe just a little bit slow on this thing. Alright, 2 packs left. What can we get? Typhlosion. We didn't get to see this yet. If it is your active Pokemon, move a damage counter from either player's Pokemon to another Pokemon. So the same ability as the Dragonite Ex had before. If it has at least 2 fire energy on it, 60 plus auto burn. So double rainbow energy and stuff can work with that. Don't know if it's actually good, but it's there. And then the last pack, absolutely nothing. Okay, well, unfortunately only one Gardevoir, so we're probably never seeing that because Matt's not going to trade it, and I'm certainly not trading it to him. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We just never get to see Gardevoir in this thing. To be fair, there's a Gardevoir, there's a reprint of Gardevoir in the next set, so maybe we can still make something work, just won't be with this one. Some very intriguing things otherwise though. Not really sure what to make of this one. Doesn't really seem like there's a lot of cohesion, but at the same time, there's what I wanted, right? I got 2 Meganium, well I got 3 Meganium technically, but I got the 2 that I wanted, so we have the deck this week. Plenty of Scramble Energy and stuff too in the last showing where we only needed 1 of them, but that's fine. So yeah, some of the stuff. We got a Dragonite, which, I mean, we're not going to be able to play it. It's going to be hard to justify trading that to anyone, though, given what we've seen already. Feraligatr, yeah, we can make that work. Would have liked a 4th, but whatever. Only the 1 Feraligatr, so not really going to be able to do much with that deck, I don't think. The Gardevoir EX down here, the 2 Latios, the Altaria would be interesting. Like, maybe I could still play this in the Meganium thing? I don't know, we'd have to see. Trainer-wise, I think it looks okay. We didn't get any Grass Lightning Holland Energy, but we do have the other ones here. And this with the Fiend X is enough to get a playset of Delta Rainbow. We go back up here, we can see. So that's fine. I don't even know which of these decks, probably the Feraligatr one, but I don't even know which of these decks we would take. We don't need the Curliers and such, do we? No, we've got plenty of those this time, so yeah, maybe we do. Some of the cards I missed that I really wanted, I wanted the Milotic. I was interested in the Nidoqueen because I know this card is pretty cool. Search your deck for a Pokemon once per turn, so it just helps your setup keep going. The Milotic is the one I really wanted to see because it lets you use supporter cards from the opponent's hand, pretty much, which is very entertaining to say the least. But no, we just got a bazillion Ledion instead, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. And obviously some of the EX stuff we'd want to see too. Particularly Latias, and Flygon is the big miss here. Really would have liked to have seen Flygon EX, because Flybees was a deck I was hoping to pilot. But, yeah. I don't know. I guess we just don't get to see that, which is fine. It is what it is. Okay, well, we have the deck that I want, so that is about as much as I can hope for. Let's just see if it actually works out this time. Thank you for watching, hopefully you found this interesting enough, and until next time, take care.